Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is going to be your new moon reading, which is on January 17th, maybe stroke 16th, 18th, I'm not too sure, but I've done it for the 17th. Yeah, which is my birthday, so this will be interesting. So I know I got the other one wrong, as in the date. My apologies. I said the 12th because I saw 1/2, and then for some reason got it into my head it was the 12th, and then that wouldn't leave my consciousness. But I think maybe it was something, there's something around the 12th, so it could be something about the 12th of January. So maybe take a note of that. But also I remember I was looking at Mercury retrograde, and I think the shadow phase of the Mercury retrograde finishes on the 12th of January, if I'm right in thinking that. So maybe that's what was going on there. But anyway, just take a note of the 12th of January. Happy New Year to everybody. So 2018 adds up to 11 in numerology, which is a master's number which you don't usually break down. So something you may be seeing 11, 11, 11, lots of ones, that sort of thing, approaching the new year, going into the new year. So maybe that will be a theme for the rest of the year. What I can gather and my own guides tell me, it's sort of like a porthole opening up for these energies to come in, so that, you know, you'd be more sensitive, more psychic, more intuitive, that sort of thing, which is for your life purpose. It's for you, it's your path, and that's what you need to be doing, is tuning in to what's right for you, really. So yeah, so let's get on with the reading. I'm a bit fuzzy-headed because I've had this awful, I thought it started off as a throat infection, but I think it's going as a head cold now. So I'm definitely looking into why I got that. But my the products that I use, that's on my website, you know, has helped me get through it a lot quicker than maybe I wouldn't have if I hadn't have taken them. So but I want to see what Archangel Michael wants to say for this, because it's a new moon. It's like new beginning, planting new seeds, and Saturn has gone into Capricorn, and this is a new moon in Capricorn. So and no coincidence, it's on my birthday as well. So for any other Capricorns, it might be quite significant, or your moon or rising sign as well, it doesn't matter. Mine's in my 5th house, which I think is all about creativity, children, love. So it will be affecting me in that area, really. So with Saturn in Capricorn, we can be looking at around our love lives, more practical, you know, concrete things coming in, and being more pragmatic about situations, and yeah, that can be like the romance, not that it's not there, but maybe it'll be more in a practical way, and maybe it won't be so lustful, because this card can be very much about lust and discerning for yourself, whether, if you're attracted to somebody, because remember, it's about temptation. It's more the, you know, the subconscious, and so you could be attracted to somebody for lust and not love, and getting confused about that. This is what this card asks of you. And if it's not around love, it's around career or whatever, then that can be to do with power, and either letting somebody have power over you, or a situation having power over you, because you can be chained to a situation, whether it's work or a relationship, whatever it is. because this is all about fear, this card. This is all about facing your fear, whether it is to do with a specific person or whether it's to do with a situation. But it's not about cowering and hiding. It's about turning around and saying, well, you know, I'm not going to let that anxiety or that person intimidate me, or the situation intimidate me, in what area of your life it might affect you. You know, so it is all about looking at your patterns, really, and deciding for yourself, is this situation or is this person, is this about love, or is this lust? Is, you know, because with chemistry, yeah, because I hear it all the time, you can have chemistry with somebody, oh, I feel I've known them forever and all of that, and it can be quite intense, and those sort of relationships that burn out quickly, and you're left wondering what the hell happened, because it can be quite intense, and it's usually to do with past lives and unfinished business, and then you get confused whether this is about, you know, maybe the chemistry was lust, based on lust, and then, you know, you can have an illusion around that. It is about materialism, like I said, money. It comes under addictions because it's like being chained to something. So you can be chained to an addiction, whether that's food, gambling, or alcohol, or whatever it is. But maybe around this new moon, because it's a love reading, you need to be looking maybe where you're obsessed or someone else is obsessed, if you fall in love very quickly, because true love takes its time, it's patient, it doesn't need to rush, and it unfolds organically and naturally, really. So, and Saturn coming into Capricorn in its own sign, you know, for those Capricorns out there, you're used to it anyway. You know, this is I think you call them the return or something, so because of my age, so this is my return. But yeah, so it would be very interesting. I might do a reading on Saturn in Capricorn for the next 2.5 years, but let's see how that's going to fit into the reading. I just wanted to see what Archangel Michael wanted to say to us, really, about this, you know, new year, new beginning, and what we need to be focusing on. Most important message, please, as I haven't spoken directly with him for a while. In that sense, explore your options. So that's what he's saying. It's all about exploring your options and not rushing in maybe to a relationship, like I was saying, because remember, it's new beginnings. You're planting new seeds, and Saturn is all about foundation and concrete, practical. So being practical, pragmatic, bringing this earthy, very earthy sign into your love lives, you know, will support you. Will support you in building a strong foundation in something that's worth building on. And to do that, Archangel Michael is saying, you know, you've got to explore all your options, and if this isn't relating to you as in love, romantic love, then maybe it could be to do with work. So, and they interlink as well, but it's like saying, so just for an example, I don't know, say for single people, you know, you've gone through your single cycle, you're getting the feelings, senses, oh, you know, no, that's it. I've worked on myself, I've been doing my healing, I've been facing my fears, I've been looking at myself and, you know, what I could have done differently, because this card's all about, you know, you have a choice whether you react to a situation or respond. And I know that full moon reading in Cancer, which is around the family situation, there was I don't know how you pronounce it, but shamanic test or something, and that was around communication. Well, I know for myself that experience happened for me, and the timing of it, and the timing of a good friend doing some deep healing work for me on my heart. The synchronicity of it was absolutely amazing. It was just so spot on. And the key was communication from the heart and dealing with it. It wasn't a romantic situation, it was a family situation. Hence why the throat chakra was there, and you know, unblocking it, and the heart had been worked on as well. So as much as we think, you know, you've worked on yourself, you're doing good and that, which is true, now and again, because it was a test that needed to be, so that you don't repeat it, needed to be completed. So, you know, that's what these readings are about. So if you experience that, you know, write in the comments below. I've received some lovely emails saying, you know, that last one resonated with people, and it was of support, and, you know, it helped guide them through that experience. So we're all here to help each other. You know, I learn from every reading I do. I learn too. It's the student and the teacher, and we share those roles. So please share your thoughts and comments, because it does help other people. You never know, just one sentence or whatever might help somebody else, and that's what it's about. So, but yeah, so maybe for if you're starting dating, you're coming out your single cycle, you're starting dating, and maybe it's not a good idea, just, you know, if you know you're tempted to fall for somebody quite easily, that's your pattern, then go out with 2 or 3 people. You're dating around, you're not sleeping around. There's a difference whether you're masculine or feminine. Same-sex couples, it doesn't matter. It's the energy of something, and energy doesn't lie. And it's about being very, very in the moment, present and awake when you go on your dates. Because if you listen, if you sit and listen and let the other person do the talking, they will tell you, and they will reveal to you very, very quickly who they are, where they're at. And it's, people say, oh, I feel bad. You're not judging somebody. You're discerning what and who is right for you. That's all you're doing. You're not judging them for where they're at, you know, what's happening in their lives, where they've been, etc. All you're doing is putting your intuitive hat on, and maybe red flags from your past, and thinking, so you don't go down that path. You don't need to prove to yourself anything. And so maybe it's a good idea, so you don't get involved with one person. You know, you date maybe 3-4 people. And if they don't like that, that's their problem, because all you're doing is exploring. You're exploring your options. You're going out and going on dates, having a good time, and allowing things to be shown to you. So it's a great way to do some healing and some deep work on yourself. And, you know, so maybe that's what Archangel Michael is saying for this new moon. It's not about not getting out there and going out on dates or meeting people. It's about, you know, exploring your options this time around. So, and it says, dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness and life purpose. So excuse me. So let's see how that's going to fit in with the reading then, and see what the tarot cards want to say. Excuse me for sniffing. Right. What are the most important messages, please, for this new moon in Capricorn, January 17th, 2018. Oh, wow, that's nice to see. So maybe for some of you, you know, maybe where stress, because I think the shadow, I can't remember all of the reading, but I think the shadow had come up in this place, and out of this deck, which is like a couple cowering and allowing fear, because I think something else was there as well that was saying that, supporting that reading. Allowing fear, allowing a situation to grab hold of you, and then fear and stress can weigh you down, and you don't feel as though you've got any energy. You lack the energy to start a new project. This is, you know, it's the fire, it's the ace, it's new beginnings again. So it feels like a very powerful to start around this new moon, a new project, or you're going to have the energy to do that. You know, that can even, because it's fire, it's enthusiasm, it's motivation. So maybe for those that, you know, want to not make a resolution to lose weight or whatever, but you know, maybe to challenge themselves into better health and you know, motivation to start that, whether that's an exercise plan or, you know, meditating or eating differently, because it's energy, and I know I've indulged too much. I don't normally, but I have, and it was the sugar for some reason, and that can weigh heavy on your system, and so maybe it's a project of some kind, it's a new venture of some kind. So this is the energy of it. So you might be getting ideas around that. It could be to do with your love lives, a relationship, but it's career based. It's career based. So it's new beginnings, a new venture, new projects, but having the energy to think about. Because it's not something that's manifested, but you can feel it stirring around you, and you know, you're getting a sense of excitement and feeling more empowered to do something called take charge of your life, which the full moon one was the Chariot, wasn't it? It was about, you know, taking charge of your life. And we've got a butterfly here, which is all about transformation. You know, it goes through 4 stages, but here it is the actual butterfly. It's got the wings, it's flying. So something that can take you to another level. We've got the sun coming through here, you know, and there's a castle which represents royalty or wealth. So maybe look at your new ventures and projects. Maybe that's what's coming in. Or maybe that's already what you've been thinking about. And it can be just even down to having the energy to explore your options where love's concerned. You know, rarely does it just knock on the door. So, you know, so you've got to explore your options and maybe think about what it is that you like, and then maybe go to a class, whether that's yoga or a food class or something, and maybe you start to meet like-minded people that are more on, you know, your level. So, but this is about passion and the bubbling up of that, and feeling more excitement, feeling more alive, and thinking, oh, more hopeful, you know. And it's around you know, this family situation, around, so this could be a venture or a project that you need to approach your family about. So maybe there's some support there that's needed there, because this is very much about family and legacy, about wealth, you know, about financial. This is the this is the earthly, this is the, you know, down to earth manifestation of wealth, and feeling content and complete. So maybe there is something to do with a venture of some kind, a family legacy. wealth. This can come under, you know, your pensions for people. So that could be like having to think now, because things are changing, people are living longer, you know, and you need to get yourself sorted. So maybe that could be a project or a venture that you plant seeds now, that when you come to retire, you've got all those coins, you've got them all there, you're not worrying about it. So maybe Spirit's trying to guide you there. Or it could be something, because it's something passed down, and that can even be, you know, like a legacy of some kind. It doesn't have to be financial, it could be art, it could be a book, it could be a painting, it could be something. But yeah, there's something around the family and legacy, and you know, and that's in the here and now around this new moon. It's very much about earthly and finances, or planning for your retirement. You know, no matter what age you are, it doesn't matter, because you know, you've got to think of those things now. I wish I had done things differently, but I haven't. So there you go. And it's not too late. So, but this is about, see, we've got that fire energy again, and to me that looks like the options. You know, that you've got 8 wands there, very much about travel. So you could be being guided, you know, if you're asking about your love lives, whether you're single or in a relationship. It could be because it's to do with your life purpose. It could be that Archangel Michael is guiding you. Something's flashing. Why is it flashing? Oh, if that goes, or it's not being recorded, I'll go mad. But anyway, we'll see. A red light is flashing at me. So what does that mean symbolically? Well, it's like on the traffic lights, isn't it? It's a warning. Green is to go, amber is like to get ready to stop or to go, depending which way it goes, and then the red is to stop. So that might be for me personally. But anyway, this is about traveling. Look at your options around family, because this is about travel. This is very much about a flight. But to me, when I look at it, these aren't grounded. These arrows are in the air, but they are coming into land. So maybe something that you planted in the past, if it's representing the past for you, or this is the energies coming in, maybe one of those is going to bear fruit, because, you know, you've got the things on the end. So maybe one is out of all the ones that you've done. But maybe it's something connected to your family. But yeah, this is very much about swiftness, acting swiftly, doing something quickly. Don't dilly-dally. So you might have to explore your options, but then in the future, you know, around this family situation, you're going to have to do something quickly. So it could be a sudden move of some kind, is what they're saying. Oh, we've got the Tower card. So this is very much like a shock, a sudden move. This is about a sudden move, something that was unexpected, something that you didn't see coming. Because maybe being unconscious, but this could be the past that might already have happened, that, you know, shook you up, because this is about foundations, and Saturn in Capricorn is very much about steadfastness, loyalty, and building solid foundations. But, you know, this is something that's, this foundation has been like boom, blown up, but there's always something left to build on, because something's been built up upon an illusion. around this, you know, new beginning, or if this is coming in. It depends which way around it is, for the individual. But yeah, this is more of a shock, something happening that you didn't see coming, because of maybe being unconscious in that sense. But that can be good also, because you got the new beginning there. It's the ace. So like I said, it doesn't always have to be, in a way, it's, oh, you know, it can be that it's a good thing, because we've got the Six of Swords, which is at the heart of the matter, and this is like moving away from. So this feels like this is the energy of the past, that, you know, something that happened, a breaking down of the old, because that, what was built on that wasn't a solid foundation, you know, it's built on illusion. But you know, you're moving away from that, and you move into, okay, the road's not totally smooth, you know, you still got to cross the water, so to speak, and this is travel as well. You know, you've got two travel cards here. I think the last one was something about a trip, but this is definitely saying you're moving away from stormy waters, you know, from stormier past, and you're now moving into calmer waters. So that's symbolic to, you know, emotionally, the emotional turbulence that you've had to experience. You're now moving away from that, and that's to do with family and family legacies. And but we got the swords, Five of Swords. So this is all about, can be, because it's defeat in the Crowley cards. Yeah, it's still recording. This is defeat in the Crowley cards. You know, this is somebody holding the Three Swords, and then the two guys, you know, looking away and thinking, oh, this is about choosing your battles, really. Choosing your battles, and wisely, because you can't always win the battle, you know. Sometimes you've got to know when it's right to stand your ground and change something, but this is suggesting moving away, because it's at the heart of the matter that you're moving away from that now. So maybe a venture that you thought was going to produce something, you know, and then there's a shock, it didn't. So maybe that's why it's saying, Archangel Michael's saying, explore your options around that, because this can be like embarrassment, and because it's defeat, you know, it's like embarrassment or egg on your face, sort of, you know, it's humiliation, isn't it, that sort of thing. But it feels like there's doubt, or there may be doubt. So there may be doubt if something happens too quickly. You know, again, going back to the lust versus love, around the Devil card. So, you know, don't want to feel humiliated, don't want to feel embarrassed, you know, don't want to repeat the past. If this is something that, you know, happens too quickly, or somebody asks you to get on a plane and go and live with them, I don't know, something, you know, but yeah. And then we got the fives again, which is the cups. So definitely this this is representing the past. So it feels like you've already gone through that. You've gone through that, because, you know, that's why, because the Tower card is there, and then you're left feeling distraught and defeated, and, you know, what the hell happened, because that's a bit of a shock there. That's out of the blue, so that can represent a sudden move as well. But you know, this is the grieving card. But like I said, there's always something to be built upon. There's something, foundations still remaining. You know, the foundations aren't completely gone, which then represents the 2 cups that are here. You know, the 3, yes, that's built. That's the happy ever after, isn't it? But there's something still there to be built, remains. You've just got to look at it maybe differently, because it was something about communication. And there's the 3, so it can turn back into the 3 again. And the 3 is, and this is the here and now, so this is all about community. Well, it's about friendship. So maybe there's something about exploring your options. Maybe for some, you know, about exploring the friends, people around you. Or you know, if you're not interested in somebody, but maybe there's somebody that's right for somebody that you know. You know, his friendship. It's either being friends with your feminine or masculine, it doesn't matter, or there's something to celebrate, or getting together with your friends. You know, your friends will nurture you and help you through this situation if it hasn't already happened. But yeah, this is very much about friendship and community, getting back to the 3. So this could be going out with your girlfriends, as simple as that. You know, you can read it as simple as that. Moving away now from the troubled past and what went on there. And then, you know, because of the 6 of Swords, so that could be mentally you're moving away from this. And then, you know, going out with your girlfriends and raising a glass, going out for a drink, that sort of thing. Getting out there, because remember, explore your options. We are talking about love. So leave the past behind. It doesn't mean to say you're going to repeat it again. But then in the future... Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, I haven't got pause on my video thing, so camera. But then in the future, we've got the Hangman. Now, for some reason, there's something about going quickly, because we've got this card here. Remember, you're discerning between lust and love. You don't want to rush things. You don't want to feel humiliated. So the suggestion, the outcome out of this card is the Hangman, which is, you know, is about taking time out, taking time to yourself, reflecting, because he's upside down, you know, and the light is around his head. So, and he's quite content and happy to stay there, because it's about being in the right time at the right place. And so around this new moon, this is the energy, and you'd need to do the Hangman and take some time out and think things through, is what's being suggested here, because this is like a time to pause and not struggle, not try and fit things or control things where love's concerned, you know, because you're breaking that pattern, breaking the chains, is what they're saying. That's in the future. So it will be about going out, you know, going out and socializing, so that you're moving away from that energy, so you don't stay stuck. You're breaking free from the chains, you're exploring your options, and then you get where, you know, you don't want to be humiliated or defeated again in love. Something happening quickly, so you're going to need to take some time out around this new moon, because remember, the new moon goes from the new moon to the new moon, the full from the full, and with the full moon, you know, you can feel its effects 3 days before and 3 days after. I know I certainly did around that Cancer full moon one, and the situation there. So but that's what they're suggesting. So that would be from this new moon in Capricorn to the new moon. I think we've got a solar eclipse in February, but I will check that out. Let's see what's going underneath. Yeah, because this is like, the page is innocence, emotional innocence, and excuse me, emotional innocence. You know, there's a child here, and it's water. It's about your feelings. It's being naive because they're young. So, but you know, you can't be the child in adult relationships. But this is also about psychic abilities and you know, becoming more sensitive. And so for some of you, you need to be aware of your wounded inner child and your sensitivity, and maybe you need to be using that sensitivity more on a mystical level, more on a psychic level, and because sometimes you don't always have to share, you know, what you're going through. You need to take the time out and do some healing on yourself. You don't always have to share that. It's catching yourself and being aware, and maybe use that intuition so that you don't do damage. Because you know, when things are said, when they're said, you know, it hurts people, it cuts people, and even when people forgive, you know, you're wounding somebody, not healing them. Or this could actually be for some a child, which would come under the water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It could represent an actual child, a young child, if that's what's going on for you there. Right, let's have a look, see what these are saying. What's the time? Yeah. It's still flashing. Well, I hope I'm not going to be disappointed and it hasn't even recorded, but there you go. Well, that could be what the stop is, couldn't it? Right, let's have a look. Go a bit deeper. Wow, this is... So maybe that was something around the full moon. Because the moon is about completion. The full moon is about completing a project, completing something. So it could be representing the past. But this is also good fortune. It's very much about growth because it goes in stages. So it's very much about good fortune. And the feminine, you know, the feminine, which is about being receptive maybe to this new enterprise, this new, be open to it, be receptive to it. This can be like sort of moonstruck, about a relationship maybe. Remember, it's that passion, it's that fiery energy. But we're bringing it down to practicality, to pragmatic. Oh, well, this is about around a woman, the feminine. So she's moving away. She's moving away from this now, and she's moving towards calmer water. Now, that can be a mental, because it's a sword, so that could be a mental thing. You know, you've done the emotional work and you're moving away. Or for some, it could be an actual trip, for those of you that do travel. Moving away in that sense. So, and it could have been something to do with that full moon reading we just had in Cancer. Right, so there's this chap is, you know, this can be a bit of a dark card. because it's like somebody in the family. There's somebody in the family, because remember about chains and somebody having power over you, over a situation, or a person. So whether it is to do with family seems to be coming up. So it could be around finances. It could be, you know, it could be inheritance. You know, this comes under inheritance. But there's something that's, there needs to be some negotiations, because he's like a robber mouse. He can steal things. He nibbles away at things. So maybe somebody in the family is against something starting new. Maybe it's that, around that. So, but yeah, it's somebody that's probably not for something. But there's good luck. There's good luck around this Eight of Wands. So there is some good luck about travel or taking flight. So even an actual flight could be, because it could be good to another country, or in the same country but a different thingy. But yeah, this is things moving swiftly, but there's good luck around that, they're saying. So there's good luck around that. That's something happening quickly. Whereas you might have doubts, there is good luck around it. And yeah, so that would have been some news in the past around this, to do with her. Because sometimes, so maybe it was some news, because some news was delivered that was unexpected, but it needed to be said. Something needed to be said, so it could go back to that full moon in Cancer, which literally is yesterday and today. So it might be coming up in the reading for some of you. But this is around a friendship. So either this person is a friend, the feminine is a friend. So this could be, because we've got the friendship card there, so it could be to do, you know, have you had a fallout with a feminine friend? You know, it could be to do with that, or a female friend in the family, because it's still to do with love, so it will show up in the reading, but it is to do with the friendship. And it seems like this lady here, but there's been some sort of defeat, or feel let down, or something like that. Yeah, this is the deep past. So this is deep hurt. So this could even represent, because it's the Fate card, it could represent past lives, like I was saying earlier about something about past lives. So it could be to do with that. But it seems like the deep past of the feminine and the hurt from maybe past lives. But you know, this is very good. This is optimism. This is the sun coming out, so it's like clarity. There's some form of clarity around. This can be groups, you know, if you're connected to a group and there's a feminine leader. So this could be group, or it could be a community. But that's very positive. That's very good. That maybe supports this situation. And then this is the masculine. He's shown up as well. So he's the one that's going to be, because he's showing up as a friend. So maybe he's the one. She's moving away, but he's the one that feels a bit humiliated. He's the one that's going to be taking time out. And, or you need to pause and not struggle around this situation, like I said, and control it out of fear. You know, you've got to be looking at that. But he's in the future, but he's coming up and showing up as a friend. Yeah, but there's that could be a child, because that's like the whip is about arguments. So it could be around a child and arguments going on underneath, as to what's going on. But let's have a bit of clarity on the, have we got time? Yeah, oh, I do hope it's recorded. Let's have a bit of clarity on the feminine and on the masculine. Oh, that just wanted to jump out. Now remember, in same-sex couples, there'll be one that's more dominant in the masculine energy and one that's more dominant in the feminine energy. And that's the way it is. But this is on the feminine. And so she's showing up as the Queen of Pentacles. So she's showing up as the Capricornian, or it can be Taurus or Virgo. But it is Capricorn. So this is showing the Capricorn energy. You know, she's the queen. She's mature. She's very practical, very down to earth. You know, very clever. Very much connected to nature, loves animals or works outside, or does a lot of walking, and she gets her insights from doing that. She's connected to nature in a powerful way. A very earthly woman, so very motherly, you know, shows up as very motherly, very loving, very caring, very loyal to her friends, and her family. So, yeah, somebody could be jealous around this person. What else? You know, she's like a superwoman. She's organized. Capricorn's about being organized, and you know, she's like a superwoman. She gets up and she gets all the jobs done. So definitely her. I didn't split that. That jumped out. So let's carry on. Oh, well, it's to do with the relationship for this woman. And this is like the 2 is, it's not the ace where that's the energy of something. This is the 2. So maybe you already know this person, because I said something about look at your options and look at the friends around. Or, you know, if you're not interested in somebody, maybe they'd be right for your friend. Something like that, because it's to do with a relationship here. There's a bond, a very strong bond, and this strong bond, so either with this woman as a friend, or but a whole new world is gonna open up, because this is about completion. The world is about completion. It's about the ultimate. It's about the soulmate. You know, the soul partner. So, but definitely, and the world, of course, can mean travel. You've got 2 travel cards here. So for some it might mean that, but that's what's connected to her. Very positive cards. And let's just have a look at him, the masculine. Oh, now this is the Queen of Wands, but she's the Queen, so you know she's mature. She's you know, it's not immaturity. Now this is a visionary, and it's on him. This lady is very much a visionary. She's the fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and you've got the 2 wands here, which matches her. So is there a competition? Or will there be competition? Is that what he needs to take some time out about and think things through? Does he need to walk away from this lady? So he will be... there's been an argument around children. But showing up as a friend with this person, because this is about walking away, emotionally walking away. So to do with the masculine, which is, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, which is about your destiny, your fate and your destiny, and making the choices that are right for you, but that's right for him. So he's got some thinking to do around this situation. Very interesting. So let's have a look. That's why Archangel Michael, explore your options, and obviously that's what he's doing, to see which is the right person. Let's see what the romance angels want. But the key is the difference between lust and love around this time. Let's see what the romance angels would like to say. Give your relationship a chance. So that's the message. Work on your partnership. So, and we do have the 2 there because it opens up a whole new world. So in what way it relates to you in your scenario, I don't know, because it could play out in many different ways. But, you know, they are saying give your relationship a chance. So whether that's people that's already in a relationship and there's been that deep, you know, that hurt from the past, and maybe a past life thing also. I don't know what it, well, they're saying it involves marriage. So it could be, for those of you that are married, you need to be giving your relationship a chance. This situation involves marriage. So it involves marriage of some kind. So either give your relationship a chance if you're already in a marriage, or give your relationship a chance. It could lead to a marriage, or you could meet somebody, maybe at a wedding. And then it, you know, engagement means you take that commitment to another level, or they recommit to you. So they recommit to you. Is he thinking about walking away, but then, you know, he comes back and recommits to you? Are these 2 different people, or are they the same people? So, but your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So engagement means it, you know, so it could be you renew your vows. It could be something like that. But they would be suggesting around this time to give your relationship a chance. It does, a situation involves, you know, marriage, and the engagement of somebody, or a recommitment, you know. So that could be that you say your vows again, something like that. It could be anything, but that's what they're saying. If you want to pause your video and ask your question, and they will answer the best they can around this new moon. No need to worry. Well, that's nice, isn't it? So they're saying it's, you no need to worry about this situation. Remember I said about, this is all about facing your fears, turning round and making somebody accountable, and not being afraid, you know, to speak your truth. We'll have a look, see what the wisdom of the oracle says in a minute, but that, you know, that's what it's saying, is to face your fears. Whatever you need to face, you need to face them and explore your options. Maybe for some you don't have to walk away, you know, there are other options, but they're saying no need to worry around this situation. But let's have a look, see what wisdom of the oracle wants to say. Most important message that relates to this reading. You know, or even with the wedding, when it involves a marriage, that could be your parents, you know, and how you were brought up and how you see what a marriage should be like. And if you know, the mother didn't show love to the father, or the father was distant, or whatever, it could be that, you see. So then you have to work through that. But there's the wisdom of the oracle is suggesting around this situation you do need to be the observer. You know, you need to, we've got the fox here on, it looks like an egg. The fox is all about, you know, it can, what's the word, it's camouflage. It can camouflage itself, it has to, for survival. It's like invisibility. So it's suggesting that you become the fox, you be the observer, and you keep yourself invisible in that sense, and keep silent, and just take information in, you know, take information in. That's what that is, psychic abilities. Take the information in, maybe use your psychic abilities for this situation. Maybe you don't have to share things, be the observer about your options, and maybe being the observer will get you the outcome that you need, that you want, rather than, you know, what you don't want. So yeah, it's definitely you know, because then using that energy of the fox, because this comes under the magician in the animal tarot, you manifest, you get to manifest what it is that you want, not what you don't want. And you know, your life becomes charmed, becomes very charmed, and as though you're in the right place at the right time. But what you've done is you've aligned with the mystical, the magical, because he sits between two worlds, the fox does. And if you do see a fox around this time, see what direction it's come from, south, north, east, west. It will give you a clue to your situation. You know, the animals are always trying to talk to us. But yeah, he's very much around survival. So that's a clue for you. And then we just finish with whispers of love. So what would you like to whisper to us for this new moon, January 17th, my birthday? Whee! I always do these 2 weeks from the 1st to the 16th of letting go of the old and, you know, preparing for the new. And then I do my birthday reading on my thing. Oh, wow, there we go. And as I speak, we've got new love come in. And that can be new love in a sense if you're with somebody, and then, you know, like I said, the recommitment. So embrace this new opportunity of real love that is here. This may pertain to work opportunities or spiritual growth. So it doesn't have to be, you know, if you are single, don't feel left out or that it's not for you, because the messages are there. Everything has a season. Get ready, as someone special is now in your life. I'm saying is now in your life. If you are in a relationship, there is a burst of new energy. That's what the Ace of Wands is. Burst of new energy coming into this partnership. This could also mean new energy in a place of employment or a great opportunity that is coming your way. So whatever it means for you, you know, it will be one or the other. That it will be for love or it will be work. It depends how it plays out for you. But basically, this is the advice that you know, the angels and that are wanting us to know around this new moon in Capricorn. So it's the first new moon of the year. We've got apparently 5 eclipses. I think the first one is in February. I think it starts with a lunar eclipse and ends with a lunar eclipse this year, and I think you've got 3 solar eclipses in between, but I will check that and come back with that one. So there we go. I hope that helps. And you know, I am doing readings. I'm back up and doing readings again now. Just go to my website. It's easy. Just put Jeanette Appley in Google and I come up. So and just ask for use the contact page. If any of you are interested in this fast track healing that a good friend of mine is doing around your heart centers, I can give you that information. If you contact me via my contact page, I will give you her information. It's worked for me. It's very good, and maybe a good thing to do around the new moon. I just want to say thank you to my new subscribers and my loyal ones, and please like, share and subscribe. It is your gift back to me. I do appreciate it. And I will be back, I believe, then for the full moon, and I think that will be the eclipse one. Okay then, lots of love. Namaste.